The House passing a bill last week that would require any security breach on the Obamacare website to be made public within 48 hours. Republican Senator John Barrasso is here with more on this. It certainly sounds like a major step in the right direction, because when this was unveiled, the first thing we heard was that it was like Swiss cheese with respect to security.
Yeah, and the goal of this legislation is just to provide people with protection for their security as well as their identity. The number one place for crooks to actually work these days, in terms of what's easy and what's fast, is the internet. And to me, this healthcare website really is kind of a happy hunting grounds for thieves, for internet criminals. So what we want to do is protect the American people. You saw what happened with Target, with all of that information.
Sure.
And all it says is, look, if something happens and there's a breakdown in security and your information may be at risk, the government has to tell you. The health care law has nothing in it at all to make sure that consumers are warned. Well,
there's so much in the health care law that's been an afterthought. I mean, if you have a baby, you can't even fix your information on a website. It's ridiculous. But in this particular case, in the House it was passed, and you got 67 Democrats to jump on board.
Yeah, the Democrats, I think, are trying to distance themselves from the health care law. The last couple of amendments that were offered in the House, one had 20-some Democrats voted for it, another one 30-some. Now 67 Democrats are trying to distance themselves from the health care law. I want to have a vote on this in the Senate. Harry Reid is continuing to block it. The president said this isn't necessary, but it is necessary, and Americans want that information.
Let's talk about Obamacare a little bit more, and the idea that not enough young people are signing up. And if you do the math and you think about how much it's going to cost, right now, the way it's configured, at some point it goes into some sort of economic or financial death spiral.
Well, you're absolutely right. Very few people first read the bill and then second do the math.
Well, who could read it?
And but they wanted 7 million people to sign up right during this period of time, and they're way below those numbers. But the big thing, as you say, the disproportionate thing is they needed a lot of healthy young people to buy insurance that they don't need, don't want, will never use, and can't afford, to pay for older, sicker people, and they're not signing up. We don't know the numbers yet, how many have signed up, and the government talks about the numbers that have kind of gone through the phase. We don't know if they've actually paid, if they've actually, they don't have their cards yet or their numbers.
And even some people put in their cards, and the insurance companies haven't received the information on the other side. I mean, it's a serious boondoggle, no matter how you look at it.
Senator, where do you see things going right now? Because we're sitting here talking about something very serious that a lot of folks weren't thinking about yesterday, and that's that you've come up with. We've got to protect the American people as far as putting their information on this website. Initially, it wasn't even working. It kind of leaves the open question, like, what's next? How bad could this get?
Yeah. You're exactly right, which is why we brought this legislation to say, look, if something happens, at least tell the American people so they can check their bank accounts, check their medical records, protect their own identity, and yet the president is opposing it. But I think there are other problems to come as well with the health care law. The Washington Post had a story on Saturday, the second wave of cancellations. I mean, here we were in Fox Business, small businesses, companies with less than 50 employees. They, by law, don't have to provide insurance, but we know about 20 million Americans are covered that way, and now they're going to get waves of cancellation.
And on that note, I have a business with less than 20 employees, and our plan was canceled, and we've got a new plan and new premiums, and it's going to be a hard sell to employees because they're going to have to pitch in a lot more. Senator Barrasso, I like the idea that you guys are trying to help to fix this thing up, to make it more amendable. That was a big criticism against Republicans, and I think you guys are doing your part, and I appreciate you spending time with us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.